Find a quiet place and sit comfortably on the ground with your back straight. Make sure you are in a very comfortable position so you can let yourself go completely. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. Expand your belly. Hold. Exhale and blow away all your tensions. With each breath, let your body relax.
I'm actually going to be spinning it next. Right now, well, I'll show you what I'm spinning right now. This has been showed in the VC a couple times in the last 2-3 weeks. I think Zeke showed this, Big Star, a couple other people. I forget who else. This is what I'm listening to right now in the background. This is Michael White's Spirit Dance. This is killer. You know, violin, jazz violin, free jazz. You know, there's sax on here. There's flute. There's like, you know, wooden instruments. Really, really cool. I think you got flute, bamboo flute, bass, piano, percussion, violin. Just a killer ass album. Really, really killer and very relaxing, I must say. Sitting here just relaxing to this. You know, you probably can't hear it too well in the background. It's pretty late at night. I have things pretty low, but really, really nice LP to listen to if you're into this spiritual type meditation, you know, free jazz stuff. This is really killer. And Michael White, really started to dig him. I picked up another album by him I'll show in a little bit. But back to this release, you know, let me know about this because I'm about to put it on. So I'll probably know before you let me know. But this is actually ECM release. Needs to be cleaned. But yeah, ECM release. It is Tarjay Riptal Descendry. Really cool looking cover. And then you got these three guys here on the back, 2, 3. You got the guitar, keyboards, and flute, trumpet, flugelhorn, keyboards, and drums and percussion. So this ought to be a pretty cool album. Anything with drums in it, I usually like if the drummer is good enough. And I mean, you have a guitar player too, which is always good. I'm not familiar with these players, so I don't know how good it's going to be. I can't imagine it's an expensive release. It's probably an easy to find, more cheaper release, but nonetheless, probably going to be pretty cool. Can't wait to spin that after this. Michael White here. What else do we have? Pick this up. This is, okay, I'll show the other one. This is another one, and this is killer. Probably a little bit better, actually, than this last one I just showed you, the one I'm spinning now. This is another release by Michael White. This is The Land of the Spirit and Light. This is a promotional, not for sale copy. On Impulse, as this one is as well, but this one's on an earlier Impulse. This is a later Impulse, ABC Impulse label. Gatefold, once again, there he is standing in the trees with his violin, and I think that is such a cool picture of him. And as well, down here in the corner, another great kind of Pharoah Sanders-esque looking man, and even the mystique of the guy is Pharoah Sanders-like. But unlike Pharoah, he's playing a violin, and you know, Pharoah does not play a violin. So I think that's pretty cool. Really cool back cover there as well. Love this art, and the album is just as good, if not better, than the one we're listening to. So if you're into Michael White, I definitely would suggest to pick this one up as well. I know a lot of guys were picking this one up, but this one is one I think if you're digging the other one, you might want to seek this one out as well. I ordered both of them at the same time because I had a feeling I was going to like it. I just knew it. I knew I was going to dig it, and I figured why not go all out and get something else. So I got this one, and I'm very, very happy I did. Very, very cool stuff. Next one, this one I just picked up tonight, and you know, not the greatest musically. Okay, not bad, but not the greatest. There's a couple standout tracks on this. This is a folk rock album from folk psychedelic country world music kind of album by this Marcus. Now I think he went on to do other things. You know, when the freak scene came around, I think he was doing some stuff, and some of his later stuff might have been even better than this. And I think it got a little bit more psychedelic as time went on. But this album is, I think, his first, possibly, this Marcus. And I'm not too familiar with it, but I love this cover. And I got this for really cheap. This is on what looks to be like a private press type label. Kinetic is the name of the label. And it's definitely not a label I've ever seen before. Very good pressing, sounds really nice. But it's folky, psychedelia, you know, almost if you've ever heard like Randy Burns, and I was talking to Zeke about this album, Randy Burns' Evenings of the Magician, which is an album I just showed recently within the past couple videos. Really great record, but it's hit or miss on the songs. There's some that are really great, and there's some that are just really kind of like, you know, come on, hurry up and get done with it kind of thing. This is almost like that. There's a couple really standout tracks, and then there's a couple sleepers. I think after listening to it a couple times, though, it's going to be a catcher. It'll catch on, and I think I will end up really, really digging this, just like I ended up digging Randy Burns' Evening of the Magician. Really great record. Another cool thing about this that I did not know is I got this for really cheap. Now, I look it up, and it's going for $90, $100. I mean, I've seen it for pretty expensive, so it is a rare LP that I don't know how slipped by the guy at my shop. It must have slipped by him. Must not have been easy for him to find it, or he just knew it wasn't really the best musically, so he figured why not just put a cheaper price on it. But I mean, I got this for like $10, and it's in great shape. And I mean, it's going. I have not seen it on the internet for under like 50 or 60. So I mean, I've seen a $90 one, a $100 one. I've seen, you know, so all in all, you know, the rarity of it, the cool cover, the couple good tracks, all those things together make this a really cool purchase. So I was happy. Next one, this is something that I picked up and showed. I recently just was spinning this tonight. This is just a great record. This is the Art Ensemble of Chicago's Baptism. These guys they do no wrong. I honestly have not heard a record so far by these dudes that I don't like. The only thing I could do without is the crazy songs that are like screaming and shit. But like when they really get in rhythm and they start playing their instruments and doing what they're there to do, I mean, I know some people like that, you know, crazy screaming, and I know they're putting on a show. I mean, the thing is when these guys are performing, it's not all about the music. They are also putting on a show. They have, you know, a message behind their music, which is understandable. But for me as a listener at home, that type of thing ain't really doing nothing for me. But when the music's playing, these guys are brilliant. And this is just a killer record. Baptism by the Art Ensemble of Chicago. Really killer. Pick it up if you got a chance. Next one, I didn't get through half of... Well, I got through half of side one on this. Now, I picked it up because I like obscure 70s rock. And anything with a cover like this, I wasn't going to turn down. This is Lighthouse, Thoughts of Moving On. And just take a look at that cool psychedelic cover. Now, this is not a psychedelic record. This is more of a 70s rock record. Something that I think Zeke or, you know, LJ, guys like that would really appreciate this. And I do too. But not what I was expecting. Not as good as I thought. The first track's really good, and then it kind of falls downward. You know, it looks like a badass record. And I picked it up because, you know, I like that obscure 70s stuff, and I like having this stuff in my collection. Not saying that it's a terrible record, because I can't really say that, considering I didn't get through to the second side. So I'm not gonna judge it yet. I do have to sit down and give it a better listen. I was just more in the mood for jazz tonight, so I threw on the jazz. took this off. I will return to it, but it's worth a check out. Lighthouse, Thoughts of Moving On. Pretty cool looking LP. It is on a label that I do not have any other records on, Evolution. Yeah, Evolution from I want to say 1970, early 70s, I'd say. But yeah, first track, and I only really listened to 2 or 3 tracks. So, first track, Take It Slow, Out in the Country, really good. Like I said, I didn't even get to the second side. There's a song called Insane on the second side that might be pretty decent, but it's just basic 70s rock. Not bad. Cool cover, though. Great cover. I'm happy to have it, and it was not expensive at all. But you don't see it every day, and I like that. So this next one, really cool. This next one, really, really cool. This is one I had my eye on for a while. I previewed it at the shop a couple times and really, really dug it. I just didn't have the money for it, and it wasn't so high on my list over some other things that I was kind of looking at. But I finally chalked up the change tonight to get it, and very happy I did. This is a Japanese record, a 4-channel record actually. So Chris, Dixieland Farms, this is right up your right up your alley. On JVC Orange label, Ford CD or CD4, so 4-channel stereo. Sounds amazing. And what this is rock and drums, and the name of the album is Free. They do a rendition of Immigration Song on here, a couple other renditions of popular tracks. This thing is so clean too, such a clean copy. Here's the back of it. They do Free, Gypsy Queen, Proud Mary, Move Over, Rose Garden, Immigration Song, I Dream of Naomi, Walk On By, Knock 3 Times, and Oi Como Va. O Como Va. Really, really good stuff. The dudes who do it, their names are T. Ondiria and Los Andreas. I don't know. I'm not sure if these guys are popular or not, but I do know that the first song on side 1, title track Free, is fucking killer. And what it is basically free jazz, psychedelic, classic rock, kind of like fusion-y funk soul, all mixed together. This is a Japanese record, and it's badass. It's a monster. It's a monster record. It really fucking is. And I think you can get your hands on one for, maybe $20. Definitely something cool to have in your collection, and it's really bumping too. I mean, if you listen to this during the day, loud as hell, this is gonna fucking kick your stereo's ass, man. Really some nice drum beats, and just some really good horns on here too. Some of the jazz horns, saxophones on here and stuff are just spectacular. Definitely a really cool record. Something that I could imagine like Big Star showing, or John Coltrane 68. Definitely like, Secca Funk, stuff like that. Guys like that I think would be really into this. So yeah, check that out. It's fucking definitely killer record, and definitely a good listen too. Next one, I picked this up because it's one of the, and I mean this is kind of run of the mill. Obscured by Clouds by Pink Floyd on the Green Harvest. I did not have this album. I actually never had this album, and I never heard this album. I mean, Floyd has a ton of records, and I have a ton of Floyd records. This just happened to be one that I just never grabbed. And oh my god, am I so happy I did. This fucking thing, and let me flip the record really quick. But this thing is fucking killer. Okay, first side, I'm kind of just like Floyding out, you know what I mean? Just like vibing, chilling, everything's good, and I'm just like, yeah, this is good. Then I flip the fucking side to side 2. First 2 tracks on side 2, Childhood's End and Free 4. Really weird name for a track, by the way. Free, like F-R-E-E, and 4, like F-O-U-R. Doesn't even make sense. But anyway, those two tracks are fucking spectacular. Two totally different tracks. One's kind of like Free 4, the second track, is kind of like a jammy type rock song. And one is more like a classic Floyd track. And it's just fucking, these two tracks are just lyrically, musically fucking amazing, and I'm so glad that I know them now, because I never heard them before. I may have heard Childhood's End a couple times, because it does seem really familiar, but I know I've never heard Free 4. This is fucking killer. If you do not own this Floyd record, please run out and get it. Not hard to find, not expensive, worth the pickup, trust me. Go right now, if you don't believe me. Listen to Free 4 by fucking Pink Floyd, or Childhood's End by Pink Floyd. If you've never heard those tracks, get your hands on this. Definitely a good album. I showed this last video. I've been listening to this like a fucking, like, off and on every day. I wake up and I listen to it. Love the first record on this, the first album in the pack. The whole fucking thing's good. Searching for Sugar Man. This Six Toe is just, this is just killer. I cannot wait to get the solo stuff. His solo, the other two solo records of his, or the main two solo records, they were back at ordered in my shop, so they're coming in sooner or later. I can't wait to get my hands on them, to kind of get more, to feed my, my curiosity about this man. Just killer-ass musician, Dylan-esque, amazing folk, psychedelic rock, just good stuff all around. Love his lyrics, can definitely relate to the things he's saying, understand very well where he's coming from in a lot of his lyrics, so just really truly loving that LP. Next one, this is one I just pulled out because I was going through some of my records, and it was one I never really paid much attention to. This is Taj Mahal's Mo Roots. Everybody's used to Taj Mahal being more of a bluesy type guy, but on this album he kind of switches and goes reggae on your ass, and it's really fucking good. Only problem with my pressing is it's kind of noisy in the quiet passages, and even a little noisy throughout. Definitely want to look for an upgrade. The fucked up thing about it is the vinyl looks amazing, so don't always be fooled by nice looking vinyl, because it can always be noisy. It's a good album, but like I said, I need a better copy. This is just on the Reg Columbia. I would really love a better copy of this. What was the Taj Mahal album that came out for Record Store Day? I don't know the name. I forget the name of it, but I have the original of that. That is my favorite Taj Mahal album, and the fact that at my shop no one picked up that reissue pisses me off, because it's such a good album, and people just overlook some of the best music. While they're busy picking up their fucking, whatever they picked up for their Record Store Day pickups, they leave something like that sit there that's just so amazing. And a lot of these kids never even heard of Taj Mahal, much less they would be blown away by that album. All the releases that came out in Record Store Day had to be one of the best releases, and no one picked it up. It's sad. I haven't even seen anybody in the VC show it. Personally, I feel like going and getting it right now to show it off, because it's a great album. But anyway, this one, really cool. More reggae style, though. A little less blues on this one, but still a little blues feeling. Good stuff. Taj Mahal, good artist, definitely. This one we talked about last week, Jeremiah. This is a folk record. I got to listen to this. This is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Definitely a really cool record on Uni. Check it out if you're into folk. I'm not going to spend too much time. I showed this last time, so. What else do we got? Oh, yeah, this was killer. Finally picked up a copy of Brain Ticket's Cottonwood Hill. Finally picked up a copy of this, and let me tell you something, guys. If you're not up on the Brain Ticket, okay, get your ass up on this shit. This is so amazing. Great early 70s, late 60s, psychedelic, guitar kind of driven, just dopeness all together. This is a reissue, obviously. Gatefold. You saw the colored vinyl. Really, really cool. Beautiful gatefold. It comes with, and why I have no idea, but it comes with a balloon. Brain Ticket. So that's pretty cool. It's the first LP I've ever got that came with a fucking balloon. But yeah, just killer. And I literally am going to be picking up every other Brain Ticket release. There's a couple other ones at my shop. I think there's 2 more at my shop, and I will be picking them up. I can't say anything bad about this LP. Probably really one of the best, one of the best psych records I've picked up in a long time. Definitely. I don't know much about Brain Ticket. I believe they're a German band, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that, but they're fucking good. That's all that matters. They are real good. And I just love the crazy guitar and some of the crazy sound effects and stuff that they use in their music. Really, really, really talented guys here. This is a grade A pickup. If you don't have a copy of a Brain Ticket album, go get yourself one. I don't care which one, just get one, because this band is killer. Definitely. Most fucking definitely. Next one, this is just something I had laying around. These are really cheap. You can find these anywhere, but if you see Tower of Power, you see this record, pick it up. Funk, soul, fusion-y, big band, jazz, rock, mix, mashup. Really, really love the song What Is Hip. It's such a cool, killer, alive, full track, and just really good album. I've had this for forever. I've just been listening to it lately. This is a psych record I picked up that I listened to once, so I can't give too much of a, insight on it. It was not bad. I think I need to listen to it again, but it's always nice to see these kind of, rare, not shown a lot type records like this. This is the Tingling Mother Circus, a circus of the mind. Late 60s, I believe, 68, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 68. Psychedelic, rock. Really love the gatefold on this one. Really like that. I don't know if you can really see that. And then you got the back here, which reminds me of the GTO's album cover because of the purple. But yeah, and then you got the clown chick down here, which is kind of hot. Yeah, so pretty cool psych record. If you ever see it, pick it up. They ain't super expensive or anything. These are just, hidden 70s, early 60s, or late 60s, early 70s psych gems, lost and forgotten bands that no one else really bothers with. I know Zeke likes to pick this type of stuff up. I do as well, definitely. I love to discover new stuff and listen to the stuff that no one else is listening to, This is the stuff I like, so I picked that up. Next one is another one. This is the same thing. Another late 60s, early 70s psych rock album. This one is on Capitol Rainbow. Capitol Rainbow. This is called The Last Ritual, and this one's really good. This is actually really fucking good. Psych, rock. It's called The Last Ritual, and I guess, the pictorial here is like of some ritual. Some guy, I don't know if they're doing some crazy fucking thing on this dude, but yeah, if you're into this obscure 70s, 60s psych rock stuff and you ever see this, I recommend picking it up. It's definitely really cool. I've only listened to it one time, but you got trumpet on here, trombone, French horn, guitar, organ, harpsichord, drums, bass. It's loaded. It's fully loaded. It's fully loaded band here, and it's definitely some really good stuff. Like I said, Zeke likes this type of stuff. If he ever sees this, I definitely suggest pick it up. I'm pretty sure he will, no matter what. But really cool stuff. Love this. Love it. Absolutely love the obscure 70s, 60s psych gems, little lost hidden gems. Always picking them up, always loving them, keeping them in my collection too, not getting rid of them. Last but not least, this is probably one of the best LPs I picked up besides the brain ticket, and oh, there's some other stuff too. Hold on, I think I do have one or two other things to show, but let me show this and get this out of the way. This, you know, I'm just saying the same thing about a lot of this stuff because it's what it is. I mean, this is 60s psych stuff from Steve Morgan, and a lot of people know this is a pretty popular LP. This is Morgan, and this is just hard guitar, heavy psychedelic guitar, cool lyrics, spacey, trippy, psychedelia. This is just killer. This is fucking killer. This is a reissue. The original is super hard to find and expensive. This is on Probe. My God, this is so good. This is fucking good. Most definitely digging this. Most fucking definitely. I actually have another copy of this. I'm going to be putting in my hold bin for somebody out there. You know who you are. Somebody else is getting a copy of this because this is really good. This is, and it's not expensive. You find a reissue, it's like $12. I mean, and it's actually a really good 180 gram reissue of this too. And the, you know, the sleeve is really thick, hard cardboard, really nice, really nicely done reissue for fucking $13 or whatever. This is definitely killer. I think that's it, guys. I could be wrong, but I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh no. I lied, that's not it. I finally got a copy of Acid Rain. Schematics for a Blank Stare. Oh yeah, finally got a copy of that. I've been waiting a long time. Got 2 copies of this, kept one sealed. You know, for those who don't know, Jeffrey Greer, vinyl community member, and Dave Horowitz, Sequoia Flame, put it out, and Jeffrey is the one who does the music here. And this is just killer ambient guitar, instrumental, just killer. It really is. And I mean, this artwork is fucking fantastic. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Nathan Morales did the artwork. Heather Harris, David Horowitz, Nathan did the artwork. There's, you know, some poetry type stuff in here. But this is just fucking killer. I actually, might be taking the other copy and giving it to the guy that runs my shop because he's really into psych and stuff and private press stuff. So this is really cool. And, you know, the pressing on this is really good too. And Dave, thanks so much for getting it here. You got it here in great timing, man. I love the labels. The labels are nice. Really nice pressing. Really great music. I've listened to it, I'd say about 7-8 times. But I'm trying to, like, you know, keep a distance from it because I do want to listen to, you know, not wear it out, you know. I want to come back to it and see what I think. It's almost like when you play like a video game or something. You play it once, and when you come back, you're even better at it. Well, that's kind of how it is with music. You listen to it once or twice, you like it, you dig it, but when you come back, you like it even more because your mind's like craving it, and that's almost how I know this is gonna go with me. I can't wait to listen to this again. It's gonna be an awesome experience. But the first day I got it, I listened to it, I'd say 8 or 9 times, and I fucking was really digging it, and just really cool release. So thanks a lot, Jeffrey, for putting it together, and Dave for releasing it. You guys are awesome. Represent, you know, anybody in the BC that makes music, 100%.
breath.
I don't
Let
know
your
what
body
this is. I'm
relax.
actually going to be spinning it next. Right now, well, I'll show you what I'm spinning right now. This has been showed in the VC a couple times in the last 2-3 weeks. I think Zeke showed this, Big Star, a couple other people. I forget who else. This is what I'm listening to right now in the background. This is Michael White's Spirit Dance. This is killer. You know, violin, jazz violin, free jazz. Descendry? Really cool looking cover. And then you got these three guys here on the back, 2, 3. You got the guitar, keyboards, and flute, trumpet, flugelhorn, keyboards, and drums and percussion. So this ought to be a pretty cool album. Anything with drums in it, I usually like if the drummer is good enough. And I mean, you have a guitar player too, which is always good. I'm not familiar with these players, so I don't know how good it's going to be. I can't imagine it's an expensive release. It's probably an easy to find, more cheaper release, but nonetheless, probably going to be.
Find a quiet place and sit comfortably on the ground with your back straight. Make sure you are in a very comfortable position so you can let yourself go completely. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. Expand your belly. Hold. Exhale and blow away.
Meditation, free jazz stuff. This is really killer. And Michael White, really started to dig him. I picked up another album by him I'll show in a little bit. But back to this release, let me know about this because I'm about to put it on. So I'll probably know before you let me know. But this is actually ECM release. Needs to be cleaned. But yeah, ECM release. It is Tarjay Reptile Descendry. There's sax on here, there's flute, there's wooden instruments, really, really cool. I think you got flute, bamboo flute, bass, piano, percussion, violin, just a killer ass album. Really, really killer and very relaxing, I must say. Sitting here just relaxing to this. You probably can't hear it too well in the background. It's pretty late at night. I have things pretty low, but really, really nice LP to listen to if you're into this spiritual type